Hey guys, welcome again to my channel, ONDEREAL Engineering Solutions. I'm here again to discuss the ONDEREAL's complex method in solving closed-traverse problems. To those who are wondering, ano kaya yung itsura ni Sir ONDEREAL? Well, here's me. And maybe during this video, i-on ko lang yung cam na ito, okay, so that you could also see me. Okay, so let's proceed. So again, this will be our discussion on how to solve the missing bearing of a course in a closed traverse if the other unknown is also the bearing of another course. Well, that is the case 3 of a closed traverse problem with missing data. Ito yun, the missing are the bearings of courses DE and EA. Okay, so in this video, I'll be discussing two ways, the conventional way of solving it, and that is by using the principle summation of latitude equal to 0 and summation of departure equal to 0, and also some trigonometric functions or formulas. No? So again, this is the case number 3. Yung case number 1 is when the unknown are bearing and distance of a course, such as this. Yung case number 2 naman is when the unknown are the distances or lengths of two different courses. Ito. No, I discussed that in different videos. So if you haven't watched it yet, please puntahan niyo yun. Watch it. Marami kayong matutunan doon, mga techniques. Kaya dito din, i-discuss ko rin yung shortcut way. The second method in solving this is shortcut way using complex. So let's go. Let's discuss this problem. This is, by the way, board exam problem way back November 1997. So medyo matagal na. So given the following data of a closed traverse, missing are the bearings of DE and EA, na merong corresponding bearings yung iba, and also distances, and merong distances yung DE and EA. So the question is, what is the bearing of line DE? Okay, what is the bearing of line DE? Now, for this case, you really have to draw the traverse. No, we cannot just right away solve for the respective latitude and departure, or we cannot also assume variables for the bearing, same as the solutions case number 2. We cannot do that because we do not know ano yung direction ito. So we must know it first by making the drawing. So let's start with AB. Its direction is northeast. Let's say this is point A or corner A. And north 72 degrees 10 minutes east is paganyan. Okay, and its bearing and its length or distance is 64.86. So this is point B. Okay ba? The next towards C, its bearing is south 48 degrees 13 minutes. So paganito, paganyan. So ito. Its bearing, syempre, of course, with respect yan sa south. So ito yun, 48 degrees 13 minutes east. And its length or distance is 107.72. Okay. The next is 44.37 towards point D. And its bearing is southwest. So southwest papunta dito. Okay, so making its drawing, dito yan. Yan. South 35 degrees, 30 minutes east. Now, if you are doing your solution, as much as possible, draw this with respect to scale. Dapat i-scale mo talaga. As you can see, the longest among these 5 is this 137.84, and the shortest naman is 12.83. So if pwede, may talaga, may scale talaga. Though you cannot do it exactly, basta at least you tried to draw it in scale para maging exact talaga. And so as the angles, let's say ito 72 degrees 10 minutes, you cannot just make the drawing pa ganyan, 72 degrees from the north, konti na lang para maging 90 degrees yan, right? Ito din, you cannot just draw like this or like that. Knowing 48 degrees is like about 45 degrees, half of a right angle. So draw ka na pa ganyan. Ito 35, that is little bit more than 30 degrees. So mag-draw ka ng more than 30 degrees. So if pwede, exact talaga as much as possible. So this is point D. Now, we do not know the direction of DE and also EA, but we don't know the distances of them. No, DE is 137.84 and EA is 12.83. So we can say that point E is near A, no? So medyo andito yan, no? Now, the best way to find the location of point E, mag-draw ka ng arc, no? Which has a radius equal to the length of DE or distance of DE. So ito yung arc na na-draw ko. Its distance, its radius, this being the center, is equal to 137.84. And also naman, making A as the center of the arc, no, ito yung magawa ko, no, na arc, no, and its distance from A is 12.83. So as you can see, these arcs intersect at these points. Yan at yan. So these are the probable locations of point E. No? But as you can see, these are the possible lengths DE at saka EA. Pwede rin ito. But as you can see, parang impossible ito, di ba? It doesn't seem right, no? Ito yung parang the best talaga na sagot or the best talaga na location of point E. So let's consider this, no, instead of this. So i-remove natin yan. Okay? I-remove ko yung mga arcs na ito. And ito, yung mga closure line. That is point E. Okay? Now, after that, for us to determine the bearing of this DE, no, bearing is of course with respect to north. So, apparently there is northwest, no? Yung gagawin natin is i-connect natin yung D and A, no? Connect natin yung D and A with that. And to find the length and bearing of the DA, we're gonna use the method in case 1. Diba? The case 1 is when the missing is length and bearing of a course, no? So para bang interconnecting them, magiging close traverse sila, no? So ang gagawin natin, we're gonna input their or list or write down their latitudes and departures. So for AB, that is 64.86 cosine 72 degrees 10 minutes. Then ito naman is sine, and both are positive because northeast. No? And for BC, negative ito because this is south, negative 107.72 cosine. And ito naman, this should be positive, 107.72 sine for the 818. For CD, ito, both must be negative because southwest yan, negative 44.37 cosine 3530 and negative 44.37 sine. No? Now, let's say we're gonna make these as X and Y. Yan. Now, the latitude and departure of DA, respectively. Diba, the principle is that the summation of latitude and departure of this is 0. Okay? Then, ito yung mga equivalent values nila, ha? I-change ko. No? From ganito, ito is equal to this. And so on. So, applying that principle, okay, pwede natin gamitan ng calculator. Wait. Ito. So, gagawin natin, pwede ka mag-shift solve or hindi na lang since we're gonna transfer that to the other side. Or i-add na lang natin. So, 19.863 minus 71.776 minus 36.122. Now, ito yung sum nito, no, nitong tatlo. So, dapat, the value of x must be numerically equal to this but opposite sign so that the sum is 0. So, this x must be positive 88.035. Right? And for that y naman, if we're to determine that, i-add natin 61.744 plus 80.324, then minus 25.766, And that's it. 116.302 yung sum nito. So dapat y must be the negative of this, no? So that the sum is 0. So negative 116.302. Ganun siya. So mangyari niyan, for us to find the length of this, that is by using Pythagorean theorem. Bakit? Kasi ganito yan, no? Ito yung latitude, ito naman yung departure. They form a right triangle. So this being the hypotenuse, so square root of 88.035 squared plus ito yung 116.302 squared. So I got 145.864. Yan yung closure line, length of the DA. No? Well, if I'm gonna calculate the bearing, no, ito yung bearing of DA. Now with respect to this line, so that is of course arctangent of this departure over the latitude. No? So that is equal to 52.876 degrees. So ito yun. 52.876 degrees. Now, after that, since our mission is to get the bearing of DE, no, again, DE is ito, from here hanggang dito, no? For us to know that, dapat malaman natin yung angle na ito. And after we got that, i-add na lang natin yan with that, 52.876, no? And focusing on the triangle, yan. The length of this line pala is 137.84. That's given. And so as this, 12.83. So to get this, well, pwede natin apply yan ng what? Cosine law, right? Because the three sides are given. Ano ba yung cosine law? That is, the square of this is equal to the square of this plus the square of this minus 2 times this cosine alpha, right? Ganun yan. And if i-focus na lang natin sa alpha or cosine of alpha, ganito yan. Cosine of alpha is the sum of the squares of the adjacent sides, 137.84 squared plus 145.864 squared, and subtract it by the square of the opposite side of that angle, 12.83 squared, all over twice of the product of the two adjacent sides. That's the cosine law, no? So, evaluating alpha, diniretso ko na lang. I'm not gonna evaluate that using my calculator na lang. No? So, that's 4.046 degrees. Okay? So, ibig sabihin yan, the bearing of DE is the sum of 52.876 degrees and 4.046 degrees. And that is 56.992. Okay ba? And if we're gonna express that in degrees, minutes, seconds, no? I-press mo lang yung ito na button sa calculator. Ito, no? So it will give you this 56 degrees, 55 minutes, and 19.6 seconds. Okay, seconds yan ha. And along with the direction, northwest, then that is its bearing, no? North 56 degrees, 55 minutes. So among the choices, the answer is letter C. Okay, konti na lang yung 19.6 seconds, no? It doesn't matter na. So that's it. That's the answer. Now, what if the question is EA? What if yan yung pinapahanap? To get that, the bearing of EA. To get that, ito naman yung isosolve natin na angle, no? And take note, the bearing of this course or closure line DA is the same with AD, no? Bale, if ito is northwest 52.876, ito naman from A to D, it's the same but southeast, no? So ganito siya. Ito yung 52.876, and we're gonna calculate the gamma. Well, yung traverse na dinano ko dito is actually accurate siya, no? Tama yung direction na niya. Pero it could be that when you try to solve this, it could be that your point A is andito, no? Like, hindi mo namalayan ba na dapat andito pala yan, no, sa right side, but you place it in the left side. So don't mind lang, no? Don't mind lang. If makuha mo gamma is less than less than this 52.876, ibig sabihin yan, dapat that point A is indeed at the right, no? But if you got gamma, which is greater than 52.876, then dapat that point A must be at the left of this line, no? So to solve for this gamma naman, ano yung principle na gagamitin or law na gagamitin sa trigonometry? Di ba that is sine law since we already got alpha. So by sine law, that is the ratio of the side 137.84 to the sine of the opposite angle. So that's gamma, 137.84 over sine of gamma is equal to, ito yung given eh. Ito yung nakuha natin angle. So 12.83 over sine of 4.046. This is the alpha. No, ito. So if we are to solve for that gamma, arranging them, we can get 49.292 degrees. Well, actually, meron ako shortcut niyan to evaluate that. Na if given na yung two adjacent sides and their included angle, there's a shortcut niyan that is using complex, that is negative argument. Okay. Of uunahin ko ito because I'm gonna get the adjacent angle, no? So 145.864 minus ito naman 137.84, the angle alpha, which is 4.046. So yan yung shortcut ko, 49.292625. So again, using sine law, the same lang yung makuha. Now with that, as you can see, this angle is less than 52.876. Why it's checked? It's because tama nga, no, that point E is indeed at the right of this line, no? Kasi if this happens to be greater than 52.876, let's say we got 55, ibig sabihin yan that point E is andito dapat, no? So dapat pala yung bearing is northeast if ever. But since this is correct, no, then northwest yung direction ito. So if we are to evaluate the bearing of AE, that is equal to the difference, no? The difference lang, this minus this. Ito, konti lang yan, no? Yan. And since this is from point E to A, dapat EA ito. I'm gonna change that. Dapat bearing of EA from point E to A. So that should be north 3 degrees 35 minutes west. So that's it. That's how to solve it the conventional way, no? But there are also case 3 problems such as this, missing yung bearings of two courses, but the courses are not adjacent. Eto, adjacent na kasi. Adjacent means magkatabi lang, magkasunod lang. Now, what if the course with missing bearing are eto, and also eto, no? Hindi sila magkatabi, so that would be difficult, no? And with that, if that would be the question, medyo mahirap siya. Like may mga technique pa na gagawin, basta hassle siya, no? Mostly trigonometry talaga yung solution. Pero I have a way to evaluate that, and that is by using the complex in the calculator, no? So i-review muna natin yung sign conventions. I discussed this in my first part, no? That if we're gonna use complex and we're gonna store the complex numbers ito, no, of which the real part is the latitude and the imaginary part is the departure, no, with the corresponding signs, no, then for northeast, the length must be positive, the bearing must be positive, no, the same as dito, no, 58.7 angle 9.27, so both are positive because northeast siya. And if southwest, located dito, i-negative mo lang yung ito so that both will be negative. Okay, review lang ito. And if nasa northwest naman, let's say the land is 100 and the bearing is north 30 degrees west, no? I-negative mo lang yung angle so that the imaginary part will be negative and the real part will be positive because north ito, west ito, no? And for the southeast, parang i-negative mo lang ito, no? I-parenthesis mo negative so that baliktad, no? Ang real part yung negative, ang imaginary part yung positive kasi south, west. southeast, sorry. So that's it. Ayan yung sign conventions. Now, so yung gagawin natin, again, go to mode 2. Mode 2, no? And I'm gonna fix this decimal places into 3 so that in every evaluation always rounded off yan to 3 decimal places. So ang unang gagawin ko, store ko ito, 64.86 angle 72 degrees 10 minutes. So I'm gonna store this to A. Okay, so that's it. The next, this is southeast, and southeast must be the negative of 107.72 angle negative of this 48 degrees 13 minutes, so that the result will have a real part positive and imaginary part, a real part negative, imaginary part positive. No, negative, positive. Okay, next, ito naman, southwest. So for southwest, so this is negative quantity of 44.37 angle 35 degrees 30 minutes. Okay, and I'm gonna store this to C. Okay, if pwede naka-follow kayo dyan as you are watching. So ito yun. Store ko na sila. Now, since we do not know the bearings of this, and we are to solve for this, no? Supposedly, ganito yan eh. 137.84 angle negative beta. Why it's negative? Why it's already negative? It's because the choices are consistent, no, with direction. They are all northwest. No, and for northwest, in-negative natin yung angle, remember, sa sign conventions? No, so that is supposedly the D. No? While EA, we do not know yet kung ano yung direction niya. No, that could be northeast, that could be northwest. Though we already got it kanina, we got it northwest, but suppose we do not know that yet. No? So that could be like this, either positive, no, of this, or negative of this, or ito naman positive or negative, di ba? We do not know. Basta, let's store that to E. No? And if we're to add this, remember, the sum must be 0 plus 0i, or simply 0. Ganun. Now, dito, we're gonna do trial and error. Okay? We're gonna try this, no, among the choices, and i-check natin yung absolute value of E. Kasi the absolute value corresponds to the distance. No? So ito yung gagawin. If we're to solve for E, E is negative A minus B minus C minus D. Right? So, i-change natin yung D to this. So, negative A minus B minus C minus 137.84 angle negative beta. No? So, eto, mag-trial and error tayo. And if we try this, no, if this is indeed correct, then dapat the absolute value of this E must be this. No? The absolute value or the magnitude, no, must be the length, 12.83. Okay? And that's abs of E. Now, to check that, ito yung i-input natin sa calculator. No? If beta is that letter A, so I'm gonna input them ha. Absolute of negative A minus B minus C, then minus 137.84 angle negative 57 degrees and 15 minutes. So, if correct yan, dapat it must give me 137. It must give me 12.83. But it doesn't, no? It's not 12.83. That means that is incorrect, no? Letter A is not correct. Ganun. Now, what if I'm gonna use or try letter B, 59 degrees, 44 minutes. So, I just have to change this, no? Just have to change this to 59 and 44. Dapat magiging 12.83 yan. It's not. No, it's 12. It's 18.762. Malayo na nga, no? So, that's definitely incorrect. Now, how about letter C? Now, if we'll try beta equal to 56 degrees, 55 minutes. 56 degrees, 55 minutes. Diba? Ito yung sagot natin kanina, no? So as you can see, it's 12.819, no? And that's already close enough to 12.83, isn't it? No? So that should be the answer. If you'll try naman at 12.58 degrees 25 minutes, if you'll try letter D, 58 degrees 25 minutes. Oh, malayo nga, di ba? 15.882. No? Trying that letter D. So the correct is yung letter C. If the bearing is north 56 degrees 55 minutes. So that's it. That's the answer. That's how to do trial and error. See, hindi ka na nag-draw. Wala nang drawing. Okay? You just have to use the sign conventions and store them sa complex, no? And perform that trial and error. Ganun lang, no? It will really save you time, a lot of time. No? And if ever this is a situational problem, let's say board exam problem, the next problem, let's say, is determining the area of the closed traverse. You know what? If nakuha na ito, then if nakuha na ito, pwede mo nang kukunin yung yung area using ONDEREAL's I over 2 rule. If you haven't watched it yet, no, watch nyo yun. No? I posted a video niyan, ONDEREAL's I over 2 rule, that is determining the area of the closed traverse without even using DMD or DPT method. No, applying this method. No, so try to check this. Try to check that video. Now, what if baliktad naman? What if the unknown is eto, EA. Kanina, DA yung unknown, ngayon EA naman. So these are the choices. So what shall we do? No, so do the same, like store yung mga knowns, A, B, B, C, C, D sa complex sa calculator. And these are the possible complex representatives, no, of lines DE and EA. No? So dito, ito naman yung hindi natin alam. No, well, ito should be among the choices. No, it's either ito, or ito, letter B, or letter C, or letter D. And that DE must be D, di ba? So its absolute value must be equal to this 137.84 if naging tama na yung bearing of EA. But ganito yan, now focus tayo sa D. So that D is equal to negative A minus B minus C minus E. No? So if i-change natin yung A, that is equal to 12.83 angle negative beta. Well, again, bakit negative ito? It's because naging northwest ito, west. No? If east lang sana ito, then there's no need to include that negative sign. Okay ha? If east ito, if northeast. If, let's say, this is southwest, no? Then, ito lang yung negative. Remember that? Diba? I-negative mo ito at wala nang negative dito sa angle. If southwest. Pero if southeast, then both must be negative. Negative ito, quantity, negative. But again, since northwest yan, only the angle is negative. So ito yun. No? Ito yung D supposedly. And if correct yung ma-input natin dito, the absolute value of D must be 137.84. No? The absolute of D. So ganito. So we're gonna do trial and error again. No? So first, if that bearing of EA is letter A, 2 degrees, north 2 degrees, 15 minutes, west, then length of DE must be the absolute of negative A minus B minus C minus 12.83 angle negative 2 degrees 15 minutes. It's 138.081. Well, malayo, no? I close, like point something lang, no? Pero dapat exact talaga as much as possible, no? Or the most or the closest one. Now, how about if we'll try letter B? 3 degrees, 35 minutes. 3 degrees. Ito, 35 minutes. And that's 137.839. That's really close enough. And remember, yan yung sagot kanina, right? When we tried to check that using the trigonometric way, no? So, ganun yan. And if we'll try that letter C, changing this to 4 degrees, to 0.5 minutes or 5 minutes, it's 137.75. Well, malapit lang, pero ito yung closest, no? Closest to 137.84. So that's it. That's how to solve it, no? So okay ba? As you see, no need to check for the, no need to draw the traverse, no? So okay talaga yung method na yan. No? So I encourage you to study this and master this, and also look for past board exam problems or any problems in solving books, no, na ganito, and try to solve them if meron lang choices, no. Kasi if ever walang choices, that'd be difficult, no. You'd be doing trial and error. You could do that, pero better talaga may choices, no. So ayos na ayos siya, no, especially when okay na ulit yung calculator na meron ng complex sa board exam. So that's it. So thank you for listening. No, I hope may na-learn kayo, and if you like this learning, please click the like button and share this as well, no, to your fellow CE takers, to your classmates, no, so that they would also know this technique, no. And also, don't forget to subscribe in my channel, no, and click that notification bell icon so that you'll be notified, no, sa mga future videos ko. Okay, and also click that um, playlist, no, to see the other videos. Okay, and also click this one to see the first parts, no, of my videos that is related to this. So thank you for listening. See you next time. Goodbye and God bless.